What is up, everybody? Turboverse here today. So, Digital Foundry has done an analysis comparing the Xbox Series X and PS5 version of Assassin's Creed Valhalla. This game dropped as soon as the next generation systems dropped. And with this comparison, it always leads to fanboy wars, console wars. And that's like the PS5 group of the fanboys are celebrating like this is a big win that the apparently Assassin's Creed Valhalla plays better on a PS5. But when you look at the footage, it's not really that different. Like, I'll play some of the video.
It's later, but this is the
It
first
looks
time they've
exactly the
targeted
same.
60 frames per second on consoles. When Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag launched for PS4 and Xbox One, they focused primarily.
And these games are on PS4 and Xbox One as well, so they're on next gen and current gen as well. They're on current gen and last gen as well. So it's officially last gen now, but like it's not that big of a difference. That's like to have these big celebrations about. Now there are some parts where it's like the game. I'm gonna try to see if I can shortcut it so I don't play the whole video. But it's like some parts of it. It's like let me see.
Right away is that they're both not doing it as well as I would like
Like
in some
sometimes
ways.
it's a
And I
steady
think
60 frames per second on both of them. Then it's like certain moments the PS5 is a clear advantage of the frames per second being steady, more steadier on the PS5.
those tears spend more time in the middle of the screen, which
Yeah, 'cause
generally
it's
means that the
decreasing while
Xbox Series
PS5
X
said
is
it's
performing
60.
lower. It has a
Big time.
lower. In this scene right here, you just fight this boss and you're about to go
So as you see, it's steady, it's
quite
sad at
a
60.
bit better on
While
PS5.
Having
sometimes
played
the Xbox Series X version drops to like at 52 frames per second. Now, see, the average person, this is what pisses me off about these fanboys. The average person would not know any of this. You would just be playing the game. It's like Digital Foundry is a gift and a curse as well because this is a gift because we get to honestly know the details of these next generation games, these different games, and the features they perform with the frames per second and all that stuff. It's a curse because all it's only gonna be used for fanboy wars. It's like the average person won't be able to detect if it's 53 frames per second or 60 frames per second. How would you know this? Unless you're using a device. How would you know this? You just be playing the game. So you told me, are you playing the game this part where it's dropping to 53 frames per second? You're gonna be like, I can feel it dropping below 60. Something just doesn't feel right here. Nobody will be able to detect that. It's so stupid. It's like when you just read the comment section. It is literally just fanboys just going at each other, like saying, hey, the Xbox Series X version sucks now. It's the worst version ever made. When it's like, if you were playing the game, you would not be able to tell this. I am playing on the Xbox One X, which is less performance than Xbox Series X, and it looks fine on the Xbox One X. So I know it have to play and look amazing on Xbox Series X. It's playing fine on my Xbox One X. So it's like, what are we doing here? So I made a comment like, run best on Series X, run bester on PS5. That's not even a word, but okay. Let's see the replies you got. But my T5's Tower of Power, Xbox World's most popular console, Mark Sony, yeah, good joke. Because the Xbox Series X is supposed to be the strongest console out of them both. But if the developers aren't optimizing their games properly, like especially like with that Devil May Cry game, they did a video on that recently too. It's like they barely optimized the game for that system. It's kind of like I really gonna talk crap about the Xbox company who made the hardware when the software developers for these games aren't optimizing their games properly for the system to handle with this more power that Xbox Series X has. It's kind of ridiculous because within like a few years, give it like maybe like 2 to 3 years with a system, when more developers are used to having this system, the game's gonna show the difference. It's definitely gonna show the difference eventually. The difference in power. It's like we're pretty much relying on these game developers to show us the difference, but it's like it's not. It's just ridiculous because like, especially what was the other game? Yakuza like a dragon. Like Yakuza's like a dragon doesn't perform that well on the Xbox Series X as well either. And it's kind of like the developers just haven't optimized the game properly. Like the frames per second is running at, and the resolution is a weird resolution. I forgot what it was, but it wasn't that great. But it's kind of like I still love the Yakuza games regardless when I play the Yakuza game on my Xbox One X. But it's kind of sad that it's not performing that great on Xbox Series X. That's because of the developers. They're not optimizing their games properly, so it's kind of stupid. but it's just like more fanboy fuel for like the maybe like the first few months. It's like like I said, as soon as years go by with these next generation consoles, we're gonna see the difference. But for right now, the games are pretty much look exactly the same. And it's like they're both 500. The systems are both $500 anyway. So who really cares at the end of the day? Just buy the games and have fun with them. Why do you care? You're paying $500 for each system anyway. Unless you get the digital PS5, which is like, if you buy the digital PS5, you there's some pros and cons to that one. So, uh, let me see. This new gen is gonna be very interesting. Only for I agree for innovation, but for these fanboys, it's gonna be the same thing that's been going on. Like 1K does like some salty Xbox here. Like if you who really cares? Like it's just like it's insane. If you were looking at this without a machine, you wouldn't be able to tell the difference. You would not know the difference. It's so ridiculous. I'm not surprised Xbox is worse. Looks like we're gonna have another launch Xbox One versus PS4 situation. Like the same kind of similar things were happening last generation. Like with some games were running worse on the Xbox One X when the PS4 was the PS4 and PS4 Pro was the weaker systems. But it was all like developers not optimizing their games the right way on the Xbox One. But it's like some games, it was a big difference. Like Red Dead Redemption 2 for like I think off the top of my head, that game was like it looked drastically different Xbox One X compared to the PS4 Pro. It looked a lot better on that system. So that's kind of like for the first few years, the first few games that we see comparisons, it's probably play better on the PS4, the PS5 to be honest. But over time, the stronger system is going to look a lot better. It's just, it's just, it's just more fanboy comment section. It's just like, it's just stupid. If you're a gamer, why not just enjoy both the consoles? Why do you have to think? Why do you have to pick a side, pick a loyalty to one of these companies? It's so weird. It is super weird to me. It's like, and these people are not like little kids either. These are grown men, probably have kids, and they're arguing about which console is better and going on videos like this to just make comments saying how the Xbox sucks, the PS5 is better. It's just so ridiculous. Yeah, yeah, but that's the video. I definitely want to see what your comments are about this down below. It's kind of like, you should be grateful that you can even get a next gen console to begin with, because most people cannot get one because of the whole scalper situation and a shortage of supply of these consoles. But people are arguing about a game which is like the the Xbox Series X version drops at 53 frames per second in some scenes. There's like a lot of stuff going on. Who would know that? Who would be able to see that? Who would know the difference without having a machine right there? Who would know the difference? It's like it's so stupid. But yeah, that's the video. Leave your comments down below. Leave a like this video as always. Thanks for watching and peace.